So urban heat island, what is it? Well, it basically is this different kind of almost weather, okay? Except that it's weather that's always different in cities that are paved, that have all these hard surfaces. And what that does in places like Florida especially, and any place warm, is it's going to increase the temperature of the entire area because we have so much of it that is paved, that's a solid surface. We know that when we get into on a piece of sidewalk or something, okay, if it's lighter colored in the heat of the day, it's going to be cooler because it's actually not absorbing all of that UV radiation. We know that if we get underneath the shade of a tree, then it's cooler. So if you multiply 1 tree times 2 trees times 50 trees, the more plants, the cooler the temperature. Why should we care? Well, there's lots of reasons why we should care. Number one, I know that my power bill matters to me every month. And so if I have what's called a hot roof, that's a roof that's a dark color. And that dark color actually absorbs heat. And it makes the building hotter that's inside. So it takes more electricity to cool that building with an air conditioner. A cool roof is a light colored roof, and it actually doesn't absorb all that heat. So we can take these little measures like that. When we re-roofed our house, we went from the roof covering that was shingles and dark to a roof covering that's light colored. Our power bill went down. Now think about doing that for every single house in the community. And then you get lower temperature. Everybody gets to lower their bill. And on top of that, people in the city, if we all do this, stay cooler when we're outside. We don't have as much heat exhaustion happening, for example. And those are real impacts. In real urban centers, not so much like St. Augustine, but real urban centers, this is an environmental justice issue. These folks can't get into air conditioning sometimes. And so the hotter it is, the longer it stays warm in these cities, the harder it is for these people to keep healthy. So there's lots and lots of reasons to care about urban heat islands. One of the other things we can do is we can use native vegetation. We can use, when we plant our yards, we can use native vegetation instead of these kinds of rocks and pavement and everything else that we often use, and even grass that takes a lot of water and doesn't absorb as much of that heat as does a bush, for example. Okay? So the main thing I want to get across to everybody is that these urban heat islands really matter. There are cities throughout the world who are taking this on. It's a very, very important issue. It reduces greenhouse gas emissions because we use less electricity, less fossil fuels to cool our homes. It makes us more sustainable. It makes us healthier. And if we do a lot of it, we can really build much more livable communities, starting with what choices we individually make. So, if you want more information about this, the United States Environmental Protection Agency actually has a wonderful website addressing the causes of urban heat island effect and the solutions that each and every one of us can take as a choice in order to be able to address this. So we can start small and we can make a real impact, person by person, family by family, collectively together.